Hey everyone, Aaron here from Push Square with our review of Splitgate 2, which I've been playing this week. Let's see if it's worth checking out in our PS5 review. The Halo meets Portal shooter is back in the form of 1047 Games' Splitgate 2, an ambitious sequel that aims to be bigger, better and slicker than ever before. But has the developer realised the potential of the first game with its bigger budget? Well, there's certainly a fun and snappy shooter here that's technically leagues improved from its predecessor, but Splitgate 2 just doesn't have that, that next big thing energy about it. So for those out of the know, Splitgate took the shooter world by storm back in 2021. It was a gust of fresh air for the overcrowded and somewhat stale genre, offering that arena shooter that people craved with a Portal twist to it. However, 1047 Games isn't Infinity Ward and it isn't Respawn Entertainment, so that lack of budget and polish was quite apparent and kind of held the game back as well. But with a great premise, clear interest and new investments, 1047 decided to focus its efforts on a sequel. Flash forward to 4 years later and Splitgate 2 is the result of those efforts. From the very get, you'll notice it's rid itself of that grungy aesthetic, instead opting for vibrant colours and clean-cut visuals. But most important is the much improved first-person gameplay, which is faster, sleeker, and in line with any other modern AAA shooter. From my first match, what I loved about Splitgate 2 is that while the game's controls are fairly in line with something like Halo Infinite, the Portal mechanics do take a bit of practice. Now that might sound like a bad thing, like the game isn't accessible, but it's actually what gives it a lot of its depth. With the tap of R1, you can attach a portal to select walls across the game's tight-knit, arena-styled maps. Simply repeat on another wall, and you have a portal to walk through. It's quite simple. To start off, portals will be used primarily to get from one place to another really quickly. But as you begin to learn the maps and their layouts, and become more comfortable with the mechanic, they can be used for so much more. For example, you can place portals to flank enemies, to get high positions for some damning shots, or even throw yourself across the map with some momentum. Those might seem like obvious uses, but they can actually be quite tough to pull off, and that's what makes the learning curve of the game so fun. With so many failed attempts as I worked the portal movement into my muscle memory, finally pulling off the ultimate flank or escape via a portal was thrilling. Now, a lot of these portal skills are tied to the map design, which ranges from compact to large scale. Across the board, map knowledge is key as portal walls are specifically placed, so you can't just instantly teleport behind the enemy. Knowing the position of portal walls and more specifically how you can move through them will impact how well you do in the game. However, the map designs themselves feel a little uninspired. I felt the same during the beta, but maps actually feel like they've restricted what's possible with the portals compared to the first game. There are fewer points to just throw yourself about and play with the game's physics. It does make for a tighter experience, but it loses some of that charm that the first game had. After hours of play, I can't say that there was any one map that I loved over the rest. I felt pretty indifferent for the most part, which for me is the game's biggest letdown. While the maps may leave me wanting more, there is thankfully a heap of modes to play through to ensure there's always a way to mix up your Splitgate 2 session. You've got your regulars like Team Deathmatch, Domination, Capture the Point, Search and Destroy and so on. These are action-packed and a hell of a lot of fun. Exactly the kind of stuff that's great to chuck on for a half-hour session. Then you have some of the more unique to Splitgate modes like Split Ball, where the use of portals to transport a ball from one enemy team's side to your side is paramount. Or the 24-player Onslaught, which feels large-scale, but also not, thanks to the instant teleportation across the map. There's even a Battle Royale, which features 4 larger arena maps gradually pushing you from one to the next whilst facing off against other teams. As a frequenter of Battle Royales myself, it's an interesting take, but feels more like a tack-on than anything seriously worth your time. And lastly, there's a map creator tool and servers which allow you to play other creations from the community. While at this point it was filled with recreations of Nuketown from Call of Duty, I imagine that this has the potential to house maps that capture that playful, manic spirit of the first game. So suffice it to say, there's a lot to do in Splitgate 2, but besides having fun, why are you doing it? Well, there's a fairly simplistic leveling system tied to the hero classes. With 3 on launch, these classes largely function the same, with the same collection of weaponry. However, they do feature character-specific abilities, like scanning the map to highlight enemies or placing a bullet-blocking wall. I wouldn't say these abilities define the gameplay though, like other hero shooters do. Weapons and classes will level up as you play, unlocking new attachments for your guns, gadgets like the health stim, and perks like faster reload. I really doubt it would take too long to rattle through all of these upgrades, but there is a satisfying uptick of XP and levels to keep everything feeling like it's moving. Unfortunately though, the game's live service elements leave a lot to be desired. Battle passes have become a staple of the multiplayer experience, like this one, asking you to part with real world money for the chance to unlock new cosmetics. Upon purchasing a battle pass, you must then grind challenges to receive tokens to unlock rewards from it. That's all well and good, but Splitgate 2's Battle Pass is mind-numbingly dull, especially when compared to other games like Fortnite or the Finals. Not to mention, microtransactions are aggressively priced, and this is after a price reduction was made due to backlash from fans. There are paid packs, a premium currency, and even a separate upgrade currency. Now, I'm not criticising Splitgate 2 for including microtransactions, you don't need to buy them, and how else is a free-to-play game to make its money? But it feels like 1047 has just thrown its paid content together last minute with nothing actually worth picking up. So with all that said, Splitgate 2, it's an interesting sequel. In a lot of ways, it fixes the issues that I had with the original. It looks nicer, it runs better, the gameplay is far improved, there's a lot of content in offer, and the portal mechanic is good fun to learn. It's a great pick for those casual sessions with your mates, but I still can't help but feel underwhelmed by it all. The maps, I mean, they're fine, and the cosmetics are dull as dishwater. If you removed the portal mechanics, which were arguably more freeing in the first Splitgate, you'd be left with a competent, but ultimately uninspired shooter. I'm giving Splitgate 2 a 7 out of 10. So thank you everyone for watching our review. Let me know if you've been trying out Splitgate 2 down in the comments below. What would you have scored the game? And while you're down there, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more PlayStation video content just like this. Anyway, until next time, I've been Aaron, and this has been Push Square.